I'm Dustin Tibbetts, and I'm an investor as well as a Passport to Wall Street contributor. And today we're going to talk about ways to play the dollar. Now, there's a number of different ways you can do this, but we're going to simplify it down to the easiest way. Now, first, you could go directly into the foreign exchange markets and you could play that way. However, most people find that confusing because the leverage isn't always easy to understand, and the actual process of long dollar versus some other currency is not always that easy to understand. Well, next you could go to the futures market and you could trade the dollar directly using futures, but again we have the same issue. Most people don't understand the actual rate of change relative to their contract size, and the overall process is just a little bit harder to find good information on. Well, thankfully in the stock market, someone came up with the UUP, and that is the symbol for the dollar ETF. Now, in this symbol, you can actually trade the dollar in any direction you want. It is a shortable ETF, meaning you could be long if you thought the dollar was going to rise, and you could also short it if you felt like the dollar was going to head lower. Now, the key point about us choosing the UUP as our dollar go-to ETF is liquidity. It is a very, very liquid ETF, and there are many dollar ETFs that are not that liquid. They may be enticing due to a lower commission or no commission at all, but the UUP offers complete and just constant liquidity. And that means that it's easier for you to get in and out and more likely to get the price that you would like to get. Now, to trade the UUP, it works just like any other stock, except the focus is going to be on the dollar. As always, as any other stock goes, the more shares you want to buy is exactly, you can do the math and figure out what your risk is, just like if you bought shares of Apple or Facebook or something like that. So for us, the UUP is the go-to ETF if you'd like to trade the dollar. Of course, you can trade in Forex and futures as well, but we find that many people just like to use the ETF.